there is a humongous clouds of vapor at the end of it. Now, because of the nature of the Starship and how it's your source, the is basically water and carbon dioxide and H2O is the vapor.
About one,
Oh, the vapor. So the big vapor clouds you see when it takes off is basically water and carbon dioxide. It's H2O and
This
carbon
you
dioxide.
drink.
Yeah.
They're using Coke and Mentos to get to them, enter in and out of space.
Now, that's what the exhaust is. And part of the reason is because they use a water deluge system, of course, to like try and manage the intense
heat created by the X amount of
sort of break
rocket engines creating super force push to defeat gravity.
You can't. This system is. I looked at these huge clouds, and then I went and looked up, and I was like, okay, the water vapor and stuff. But it's just so. They're so
because they can basically create a new
rain.
exactly.
They're so big.
Well, they generate that much vapor and moisture that essentially they generate clouds. They're cloud makers.
Yeah, and what's cool about it is these ones literally are, except for the carbon dioxide, but most of it's water. It is actually just water. It does have. I think it was a little bit. But what I was thinking about.
It's not like hydrogen, oxygen.
The main problem with this stuff is that it creates like a huge sort of fallout. I'm just going to call it fallout, right? And it's big and it's all over the place. And I thought it's great that you've got the water that does that. But what we actually need to do is make.
Well, if you're going to get triple rainbows, you need a lot of mist in the air.
But no, I'm talking about the opposite. Like, what if we around like a launch site build a capture system?
The condensers.
That just sucks that.
Put in condensers. Moisture condensers.
Just pulls it straight out at high speed.
Makes a whole area like a desert while they're running out.
No.
Same sort of desert atmosphere. It's just pulling all the moisture down into itself.
No, but just at the time of the thing, so that instead of it uses still the water deluge system and all the stuff, but instead of creating these massive clouds,
actually be an anti-condenser, wouldn't it? Because condensers normally, distribute moisture. Yeah.
So imagine like just two massive inhalers that just suck in like just a circle of inhalers around it that just inhale.
Suck the whole audience in during the
Just suck the exhaust in.
That's it. They all become one of the
And the thing about it is what it captures water, turns basically all the water back. So you've got like the system is more effective, not just about the efficiency of like resources.
It's return.
But it's mainly about
you're recollecting the rocket side. Yes. Why not recollect the fuel that made the rocket go up?
Yes.
That's what you're trying to get to, right?
Essentially, like the exhaust product of it, which is water and carbon dioxide. And the filtration was really simple. Like it's only got like a little bit of the aluminium and it'll have like
bottle rockets.
Yeah. So you capture
essentially modern bottle rockets, aren't they?
But instead of thinking about it just from the environmental perspective, think about it. Well, it's also environmental in a different way. But instead of having like a rocket launch where it's this huge, big clouds of crap everywhere, all that's gone and the rocket just goes up. Because if you notice, once the rocket's about above the tower,
the phenomena no longer exists.
Yeah, it's not damaging shit.
Well, the phenomena only exists while it's burning the earth, essentially.
Exactly right.
Am I on point?
Yes. So then,
since it's burning air, it doesn't make that phenomena anymore, right? No.
So then, just basically at the base of clouds, you need a thing which just inhales the exhaust and processes that basically into water and carbon.
Better than those carbon capture systems they use on modern coal plants.
Massive, these things. This would be. I'm actually thinking if there is ways.
Something you can really grow giant vegetables with.
Where I'm up to in the thinking of it is that
inject that nitrogen and all the rest of the stuff back into the soil.
There's two issues.
Humongous
One
vegetables.
is that it's hot, and the other thing is that it's moving quickly. Right. So and of course heat and is energy. Right. So making something move slower is taking its energy away. So essentially, you could look at the total energy load of both the loss of the movement energy, whatever that proper word is, and the heat temperature.
Resistance versus gravity, capture or containment.
It's meters per second. Like it's literally the
force versus gravity versus
meters per second
resistance of the rocket.
So those energy, the energy I'm trying to say is that you need to deal with and reduce to none. So essentially, what we do is slow down the exhaust. Whatever this thing is that is around it that inhales it, it slows it down. So the one I thought of is that whatever it is,
well, it still allows the force and momentum, initial.
So this doesn't affect the rocket. No. This has just been how do you manage? Okay, it's one thing to say, okay, we're not going to have big clouds. We're going to capture all this material. Right?
Well, doesn't clouds make for the whole story? Like it's taken off. Like,
yeah, but
don't you want to be sitting there and watching the clouds and like,
no,
there goes something?
Because then you actually need to
like
have
it wouldn't feel as real. It'd feel less real without it.
Yeah, but then we could have them near cities. You could have them more.
Logan's Rocket Center. Like I really want that. Like I'm cool about it.
Well, I mean,
Logan always was destined in the golden triangle of the King's Land plan.
If you didn't have massive rockets, clouds and it was literally just like went up, right? So it's much more manageable. But what I was thinking is you basically want to have not just a heat exchanger, like something which is cooling the moisture down and making it go back from gas to water.
Yeah, right? Reclamation system, really.
Yeah, but what you want to have is something which pulls the energy out of it. So I think that whatever this thing around it is something which basically draws the energy into a battery, but it pulls all the energy out of the exhaust and makes it slow down and become cold.
Well, it should just suck it into into a pressure chamber and then
build it later.
Pressurize it. Yeah.
No,
and then it could be expended back out later as like a pressurized gas, go through filtration and come out as a pressurized gas.
But either way, then you're going to capture the energy from it on release. So then suck it all into like banks, and then as you release it, you'd extract the energy from it.
Yeah.
So I think you extract the energy from it on capture. And if you just thought about like the physics of it, this is a pretty bold thing to say. If you think about the physics of it, you essentially what you need to do is you've got something coming
you don't want to reduce the thrust.
I don't think
so. It would have to be a mechanism that doesn't reduce the thrust, because the thrust is essential of getting the payload off the ground.
It is. Yeah,
so
I don't know how it would.
It would need to either recycle, but then use the pressure to aid the thrust until it's above the capture
I'm not trying to give it more thrust. I'm not trying to make more thrust. No more thrust. It's about, instead of all that water vapor going everywhere, you grab it and turn it straight back into the water.
Yeah. Like the what do they call it? The display. Because at the moment that's all it is. So it'll display, the thing's going up. Here's a big cloud.
I don't think we've got much better way of dealing with it. It is the display. It's the very much, but it's also not to our advantage. Like if you're even an engineer, you want to be able to see.
But yes, you'd want to think at some point you create a system of where the pressure and the air's being directed to. There would be a way of recapturing that energy.
That energy.
Yeah. And even just the water itself, like the moisture that's generated by the heat.
Imagine capturing all the energy of the exhaust thrust. Like and you just send it just and all the water just slows down. And the advantage, man, and think about this, like if you're going to build one of these things, if you're going to launch, say, a starship or something that's super heavy from the moon, and you're going to send up a cloud,
I reckon it would require like some sort of scramjet technology to force feed it into some sort of holding system.
Is turbines.
Turbines which then provide the generative energy that charges the high frequency battery charging system.
And just pulls it all in a battery.
And then also then contains the liquid at the end. Force feeds the liquid into like a highly pressurized. Yeah. There you go. Opposite to the scramjet, so it's basically reversing and forcing it into a containment system.
Like a reverse scramjet in a way.
Yeah.
And it just goes high speed. Like
Super vacuum.
I was thinking of a turbine.
You wouldn't want to be a bird and be anywhere near the place when it's going off. It'd be like sucking everything in.
Yeah.
Instantly viscerated into molecular particles.
Anything. And so I was actually thinking as part of this that the first layer of it
could even be what you're designing here on Earth could be to capture that could be the wormhole space eating technology. There you go. I just gave it away.
Does it the wormhole space?
Freebie. That's a freebie. There you go. Wormhole space heating technology will be the same sort of principle that you use to capture the gases and the energy
if we
from
capture that exhaust. Imagine
explosive
when
exhaust.
we talk about all the energy at the and of course most of the energy is still going into sets flying up, right? But a lot of it is at the ground. There's a chunk of that. So if you can just grab that is a ton of energy and water reclamation. And it also means that you are in places that are like the moon and whatever.
You get the double green tick for environmentalism.
Massive. Yeah, massive. And then if you have the thing of the then on the moon or whatever, instead of throwing up a massive dust ball and causing chaos.
No. You suck all the dust in. You vacuum the surface and you just land on a solid chunk. There you go.
It just sucks it in.
There is no landing fucking dust bar and everything's preserved. And you just there's your sample straight up. Just suck the surface clean. You took a bit of shine off it because you gathered all those little micro fucking spheroids, glass spheroids, which create the refraction effect.
One of the things to help this along is I think that scramjet or whatever it is, the technology there, is that those turbines.
Super vacuum. I'm feeling like Dyson is listening in on this conversation right now. Dyson's just like very interested. All their high-level scientists are all masturbating, over the conversation we're just having.
Imagine Dyson's little, his pencil one that goes 20,000 RPMs or whatever.
I love it, man.
Just
fucking sucks. Ooh, you wouldn't want to attach that to anything personal, that's for sure.
No. So imagine if you had something like that, but even smaller, and it's going like, I don't know what, a million, a lot, whatever it is, the number mathematically easily
hypersonic revolutions, that's right. Yeah. Metal's made to be like red hot all the time and not lose shape
or
form.
I don't think that'd be metal at all. But
no, it'd be like composite or something.
There'd be some kind of graphene or, that'd be... But there'd be some kind of material that I think the nut is so...
Just printed that can take like 1,000 degree heat.